5, Fred Brown. For North Carolina, number 21, 6'2", Jimmy Black.
Georgetown, you saw a sign there very briefly that said "Go Tar Heels," ACC, and says "Hello Pilot Mountain," so their fans are everywhere. Tip controlled by Georgetown, and that is Mike Hancock with the ball. Eric Sleepy Floyd. Mike Pepper on him. Floyd underneath. Great pass. Basket counts and a foul. Fred Brown gets the field goal. Butko gets the foul.
You really have to respect Floyd. When he started up like it might be a shot, he looked right inside.
Boy, it didn't take very long for the Hoyas to go to work, Neil. Great pass by Floyd. There goes Brown up and inside.
Brown's a highly recruited freshman from the Bronx, and is going to be an outstanding point guard for the Hoyas this year.
They're going to take a quick 3-0 lead as well. The field goal and the basket, and it's 3-0 Georgetown. Didn't take them long. Took them 15 seconds to get that basket. Jimmy Black in the front court against the Georgetown man-to-man. Let's see how the Tar Heels work against it. Black with good penetration. Wood can't do anything with it. Back to Butko now. Tar Heels, you can see, move that ball very well. Al Wood. He had 18 points in the win over Alaska last night. It's 3-2. Georgetown with a 1-point lead. It'll be interesting to see if Pepper can stay on Floyd. Wood gets the rebound. Put up between two Hoyas. Long pass down to Worthy. Worthy, the pass letting too much. Tried to save it. Fired it back. Tipped it away, and it'll be North Carolina ball. Worthy did a good job, Neil. You're right, really saving that one from going out of bounds. We got a packed field house here in Anchorage, Alaska to see this one.
Georgetown zoning on the inbounds throw and staying with it.
Good movement by the Tar Heels as well. Black trying to get inside. Worthy in the middle. They can't go there. Wood comes out to meet the pass.
This is going to be the key question. Can Carolina generate a lot of offense against the zone?
Wood tries for two. Butko on the follow. He's got it. He's fouled. Butko gets the basket.
Both teams seem very relaxed, Harold. Very poised, going hard at each other. We might have a classic.
That foul was on Fred Brown, his first and the first team foul against Georgetown. Pete Butko at the line. The senior from Lutherville, Maryland, can tie it up or can give Carolina a 2-point lead. He missed the free throw. Round around and in.
I think Carolina's going to give them that shot. I don't believe Hancock can beat them consistently from there. Worthy dared him to take the jumper.
2 points for Hancock, 5-4. Georgetown leading by 1 now. Black. One shot for the Tar Heels. Here comes Floyd on the break. Great pass, great shot. Sleepy Floyd to Hancock. Hancock has 4.
They're a great transition team. That's going to be a main priority of Carolina to close down their break.
7-4, 3-point Georgetown lead.
If Carolina can do to their break what Alaska did last night to Carolina's, I think they're going to be in good shape.
That's the score that Dean Smith would like to see up there. It's Georgetown leading it 7-4, not North Carolina.
Great pass from Worthy.
Black was fouled. He'll shoot a pair. Watch it again. Again, the good passes you mentioned by Worthy. Watch him get it here.
Well, as is often the case, the screener is usually the most open man. He set a nice pick coming off that short stack to Wood and finds the open man to draw where Jimmy Black draws the foul.
Foul was on Spriggs. That's his first and the second team foul on Georgetown. Black makes it 7-5. He can cut it to 1 if he hits this one. Winner of this game goes into the championship game, playing the winner of the Arkansas LSU game. Black gets 2, cuts that Georgetown lead to 1 at 7-6.
Carolina pressing 2-2-1 after the made free throw.
Hancock missed that one. on the follow.
Sprigg.
The big guy. He's 6'9", weighs 240. 9-6, Georgetown back to a 3-point lead. They were a very quick team, and you can see some of that quickness there. They're running again. Hancock against Wood. Wood commits the foul. That's the first on Al Wood, and the second team foul against North Carolina. Well, we talked about the quickness, and we're seeing it.
We surely did. Great acceleration off the power dribble by Hancock, and he was going to either have a 3-point play or at least get the foul, and he drew the foul on Wood.
Dean Smith conferring with Jimmy Black. 9-6 is the score. Georgetown up by 3. And a good shot there of Mike Hancock.
Let's see if Georgetown extends the floor defensively, if they can make the second free throw.
Hoyas are 2 for 2 from the line. Spriggs started at center last season when the Spriggs went out with an injury, and Hancock in that lineup, and the Hoyas won 16 out of 18.
They're very deep on the front line. It's amazing. The two teams are very similar.
Tipped around and finally picked up by Worthy. Jimmy Black brings it front court. 10-6, 4-point lead for the Hoyas. Black takes it down, lost it, gets it back. Pepper in the corner with it for North Carolina. Watch Sleepy Floyd, number 21. He's an excellent defensive player. Worthy starts up with a shot, and he's fouled.
Himself in trouble on the defensive rotation, and all he could do was trying to take the charge before he gave away the uncontested shot.
Wood will toss it in for North Carolina. James Worthy, his first shot. He was 1 for 11 last night. He wants to improve on that tonight.
They really need his offense.
Great pass by Floyd. Going to get a foul here. Is it going to be on Al Wood?
Apparently on Butko on the reception. Fouled him on the catch.
Butko 8. We've got 16.5 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Georgetown will make the inbounds play. That's Brown with the ball back outside to Hancock. Floyd, little touch pass, gives it right back to Hancock. Brown can't do anything with it. Smith tries, has it rejected. Great block. Out of bounds, it still belongs to Georgetown.
Pete Butko. Woo. They have 3 really exceptional shot blockers in Butko, Worthy, and Perkins, and they're using them very effectively inside.
Butko blocked a couple last night against Alaska. North Carolina really playing some tight man-to-man. They get the middle open that time. Fred Brown takes it all the way down. He's got 5 points, and it's 12-8. Georgetown by 4. North Carolina's never led in this game. Pepper against Brown. Al Wood, that's his spot. Butko, nice save. Worthy. Position underneath as Spriggs clears the boards for Georgetown. 2 more.
Great jump shooter.
Sleepy Floyd. He's got 4 points in the game. It's 14-8. It's a 6-point Georgetown lead.
It's a clinic every time he releases the ball. He has great pronation, really fantastic follow-through.
And we mentioned about his quickness.
Quick release.
And look at that. Eric wanted a turnover. Sleepy Floyd said he turned it over to Jimmy Black, but the official says no. Here's a personal foul. It's on Hancock. That's his first and the 4th team foul against Georgetown. The officials for our game tonight: Ivan Tate is the referee, Gary Holtz and Bob Sudvit are working with him. Sam Perkins comes in right now, replacing Pete Butko. Perkins, number 41.
Georgetown's done a good job, Harold, in their man-to-man of really extending the offensive perimeter of North Carolina. On the side inbounds, they go zone. It'll be interesting to see if Carolina can get inside versus their zone. They go into their T offense.
Worthy, long cross-court pass and almost taken away. Gene Smith is in the lineup also for Georgetown now. 6'2" freshman from Washington. Tip up again. Perkins had a shot at it. Wood had a shot at it. Out of bounds. It'll be North Carolina ball.
Perkins is a big receiver to have inside.
42-inch sleeve. As Gary Bliss said, the coach for Alaska, they list him as 6'9". He's really 6'14". What a block! Pepper went up for the shot, and coming out of nowhere, that was Ed Spriggs. Neil, where'd he come from?
Came from that left wing.
Holy smoke. Black tries to go inside to Perkins. The ball stolen away. Spriggs made the interception, made the save as well. The Hoyas want to run. Hancock in the front court slows it down. Look at him work that ball. Worthy. They went up high to grab that one. He was almost up on the rim to pull that one down. 14-8. Georgetown leading by 6. Just under 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Nice pass, Jimmy Black. Deliberate. Got a personal foul. Washington, D.C. And James Worthy will shoot a pair. He's got the first one. Mom and Dad, Irving and Gladys, got to be watching in Gastonia tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Robert Floyd on Weldon Street in Gastonia. They might have a little party going right now. They might be sitting together and enjoying it, Neil. Who knows? Worthy missed his second try. 14-9. Good defensive play by the Tar Heels. Jimmy Black. Knocked away. Arms, hands, everything up for Georgetown. This is an excellent defensive team, Neil.
It really is. Interesting, that time North Carolina tried to go to Jimmy Black on the baseline. Ball was deflected out.
Worthy's going to get a breather right now, and Butko is back in the lineup for North Carolina. Jeff Mullis coming in now, 6'7" junior from Forest Hills, Maryland.
Mullis started last night, Harold.
He's in replacing Eric Smith. Smith had 20 points against Nicholls State, has not scored yet in this game. Pepper, 17-footer, Pepper.
Good job of changing sides of the floor.
14-11, North Carolina cuts it down to 3 now. That's Knight all the way down. Will it count?
They may not allow it.
Let's see what the call. They're going to count the basket, I believe.
Everybody wins. They're going to allow the basket and would go to the other end, except, of course, Carolina's not in the bonus yet.
Knight, that's his first and the 16th foul. Right now, Georgetown getting in some foul trouble. Watch it here. Along the baseline. Look at Perkins set up position there. Perkins had the position. Knight gets the basket and also picks up the foul as well.
Perkins did a great job of leaving his man and stopping the baseline penetration.
Back to a 5-point Georgetown lead now. 13 minutes remaining in this first half. 16-11 is the score. Great pass under to Perkins, and he's fouled. Knight commits the personal foul. That's his second.
Interesting little wrinkle that time by Carolina to free the backside and go with the old David Thompson alley-oop pass to Perkins.
Well, he's got great moves around
he
that
really
basket.
Does. He's had 2 shots that have been right at the basket to fall off. Last night, almost everything fell for him.
Here comes the big guy now into the lineup. Number 51 in for Georgetown. That's Mike Frazier, 7-footer, 240 pounds. Sam Perkins was just taking a glance at it and said, "You mean I got to play against that guy?" There he is in the left side of the lane right there. Also substitutions coming in for North Carolina. Matt Doherty's in the lineup now. We got some confusion here as to who's going to line up where. Jim Braddock is in the lineup too. I think Georgetown's requesting a matchup right now, Neil.
Well, you can do that with 3 people coming into the game.
See who's going to play who. So it's Woodworthy along with Perkins, Braddock, and Doherty.
Sam looks like he may be having a little trouble handling success. He seems a little tight. Last night, everything was very relaxed.
That's right.
Soft stroke.
He was falling off the line on that shot as well. All right, he gets the second try there. He had 20 points and 10 rebounds in that win over Alaska last night. It's 16-12. It's a 4-point lead now. Bullis in the front court.
Great rotation. Third-man rotation delivered that steal out with Perkins.
Great play. Tar Heels can cut it to 2 if Doherty hits it.
What a fine, fine player. He's going to have a great career in North Carolina.
Matt Doherty gets 2 for the Tar Heels. 16-14. Georgetown lead has been cut to 2. Pressure there. Double teaming the ball. Floyd finally gets it away to Smith. Back to Eric Sleepy Floyd. Sleepy always knows where he is. Great passer. The big guy commits the foul on Perkins. Perkins battled the big man and won.
Finessed, overpowered.
Georgetown is over the limit. Definitely could be a factor.
Definitely, but they have enough big people to be able to live with the foul situation. I know they would prefer not to put North Carolina at the free throw line this early in the game, almost eight and a half minutes still to go. Excuse me, 12 and a half minutes still to go, but I think they have enough people to overcome that foul situation.
Bullis is out of the Georgetown lineup, and Hancock is back in now. Well, what the Tar Heels are going to have to do, obviously, is convert the one-on-ones here. And Perkins, let's see what he can do.
A lot softer than that first free throw he put up.
Didn't start playing basketball until he was in 11th grade.
What high school coach in America would not have invited him out as a freshman?
I think it was more a matter of his grandmother saying, you need to study, work on the books. Basketball can come later. He's got 3 points now. It's tied, 16 all. North Carolina battles back to tie it at 16. Tar Heels in the last 3 minutes have been the more aggressive team. There's a steal. Perkins, watch him go. Perkins gets the basket. Will it count? Let's see if it's going to count. Player control foul. I don't know if they're going to count the basket or not. Watch it here.
Harold.
Watch him just lay it in. Again, he won't jam it. Oh.
I think a bad call in that the defensive player was still moving his right foot.
Very close call. They do not count the basket. They do not count the basket. Perkins has the foul. Tied at 16 all. Let's take another look at that play on the charge by Sam Perkins. After the steal was made, now watch it here.
The defensive player has to have both feet set. You see him still moving his right foot as Perkins had left the floor. Close call, very close call. No time and distance involved on the man with the ball. All you have to do is be facing and have both feet set.
So instead of 2 and breaking the tie, the best the Tar Heels get out of it is a foul against Perkins.
Carolina with 2, almost 3 people on the ball that time.
16 all. North Carolina much more aggressive in their style of play than they were last night against Alaska. Maybe they were looking ahead. Gary Bliss, the coach for Alaska, felt like they were looking ahead to Georgetown.
They're doing a great job defensively right now. The last 3 or 4 times down the floor defensively, they've really been swarming. I wasn't sure going in front of the game, Harold, if they could be able to stay in quickness with Georgetown.
Pepper makes a fine defensive play, but Georgetown comes back with the ball. Spriggs is back in the lineup for Georgetown now. And also Kurt Paul is in the lineup too. Over Perkins, Wood rebounds.
Perkins again, great job, smart defensively.
Worthy, pass to Doherty. Does he save it? No, he lost it out of bounds. It'll be Georgetown ball. I think Worthy thought Doherty was going to break for the basket, and he pulled up short, and the pass got away.
Yeah, you were talking last night about how Coach Fogler had mentioned that Matt Doherty's picked up the system so well. I think actually on the floor performance, Perkins has certainly done a great job in picking up a very complicated system also.
No doubt, and he does it in a very quiet kind of way.
Yes, he does.
He's not flashy, not flamboyant, but just gets the job done. North Carolina will press on that backcourt. We're still tied at 16. 11 minutes to go in this first half. 11th ranked Tar Heels against the 16th ranked Hoyas of Georgetown. Jimmy Braddock. There's Sleepy Floyd against Pepper. Working inside.
He can pull up very quickly.
Sleepy Floyd. I don't know if Pepper can stop him or not. Floyd has 6 points in the game. He had 22 points against Nicholls State. A preseason All-American, Eric Sleepy Floyd. 18-16, Georgetown regains that lead. They're up by the 2 points. Pete Butko. It looked like Butko wanted to pull the trigger that time.
It really did. They missed him a minute ago off the shuffle cut.
Braddock almost traveled with the ball. Into Butko. Doherty, nice move. Put up too strong. Worthy on the follow, and he's fouled. Boy, James Worthy, he's a bull in there. 6'9", 225. What's the call?
The call is on Worthy.
Offensive foul on James Worthy. Sure didn't look that way from here, but obviously we're not the officials. That's the 15th foul against North Carolina. I didn't see Worthy making any contact with anybody. Eric Smith over the timeline. Butko reaches in and gets his 3rd personal foul.
One of the interesting things watching that double team, Doherty does such a great job defensively, always keeps the wrist cocked. Never see him making the reaching foul. And Big Pete, who's
coming in, and James Worthy will get a breather. Ready to make the inbounds play right there will be number 32, Eric Smith.
Al Wood just came in. He'll be playing the big guard. Anytime you substitute 3 or more players, the other team can request a lineup just so that they make sure they know exactly who they're guarding. It takes an extra second, but it's very sound.
2-point Georgetown lead, and the Hoyas with the ball. Watch Sleepy Floyd go to work now. They got Jimmy Black on him now. Mike Pepper's out of the game.
Carolina zoning, showing the 2-3 look. On any rotation, it swings into the 1-3-1.
Spriggs on the follow, the missed shot by Smith. That's Spriggs' second field goal.
That is often the problem in any zone, the checkout responsibility.
And it wasn't there, and he's got 4 points to Spriggs, and it's a 4-point Georgetown lead. Nice pass inside for Al Wood.
Excellent clear out for Al Wood, even though Georgetown had good backside support.
Wood with 4 points in the game. And North Carolina pulls again to within 2. Slapped away, and Perkins high to pull it down for North Carolina.
Perkins works real hard, shows very little emotion.
He just gets the job done.
That's all that counts.
Dougherty in the corner. Black didn't take that shot. Had the opening, but didn't take it. Outside now, that's Perkins.
Matt has dribbled himself out of 2 shots in the last 2 possessions at this end. It's interesting to see if he's still a little hesitant to put the ball up.
On the Butko miss, Eric Smith down with it. Hoyas like the run, and that's the end result. Mike Hancock, he's got 7 points. This is a very young and experienced Georgetown team. We told you only 1 senior on the team. Al Wood from the corner. Al took a tumble that time. He's all right. He's got 6, 22-20, Georgetown.
Carolina's getting ready to come with their blue team.
Hancock again. First from the free throw line, now from the corner. He's got 9 points. We promised you a good one. I think we're delivering, Neil.
Yes, I agree.
Georgetown by 4. Dougherty.
Dougherty's going to have to take that shot occasionally when they change sides of the floor.
Al Wood.
He can't be the entire offense.
Wood goes down. Ball goes out of bounds. Belongs to Georgetown. Last touch by Dougherty. Al Wood, second time he's been down in this game. He's all right. Dean Smith claps the hands. Substitutions coming into the game.
You think we had a
now.
lineup before? Think what we'll have now.
I'm sure John Thompson at Georgetown says, hey, give us something, fellas. Eric Kinney's into the game. Cecil Exum's in as well. Chris Brust is in.
Is down 4 points, 24-20. It'll be interesting to see. They'll probably get anywhere from 90 seconds to 2 minutes, Harold. We'll see how they're able to handle it. Last night, Alaska went with an entire new substitution against it. Georgetown opts to keep their starting 5 against the blue team.
All right, let's see how John Thompson decides to work against that blue team.
Great
and
steal.
Steal by Kinney. Kinney's got Braddock on a 2-on-1 break, goes all the way in and lays it in.
Kinney was the result of the 3rd-man rotation out of that double team. Outstanding defensive steal.
Kenny came in last night and got a clutch basket.
He really
for the
did
Tar
early.
Heels. Sleepy Floyd against Braddock here. In the corner, that's Sleepy. Chris Press for the rebound, and he is fouled by Hancock. That is 3 on Hancock.
Harold, often a double team will, be at the point of the ball, and anytime you're doing that, you're giving away an open man. And often the defense will be designed, as it was that last play, to invite the ball to the open man, and the 3rd man or off man rotates to make the steal.
North Carolina's in the 1-and-1. They went there with just about 14 minutes to go in the first half. We're down now to 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And it's a 2-point Georgetown lead, and Brust can tie it up right now if he hits the 2 for North Carolina. 1-and-1. Well, the blue team coming through.
They really
3
are.
points, a steal. They might get a little extra playing time.
They could
here.
go even from a 4-point deficit.
Going for the tie right here, and they get it. Tied at 16, tied now at 24. Eric Sleepy Floyd downtown.
He pressed that one a little bit and went after it before he finished.
Spriggs. Ed Spriggs, he's got 6 points now. 26-24. Georgetown goes back up on top by 2. Cecil Exum. Nice shot, Cecil Exum. Scores his first 2 points for North Carolina.
That's what Cecil does best. He's a very fine outside shooter. Penetrated well that time. He's got a lot of work still to do to learn the defensive system.
From Dudley, North Carolina, outstanding high school player. Boy, it's got to feel good, I'm sure, getting the first 2 points for Cecil Exum. Tied again.
Carolina coming back with their starters, Harold. The blue team's done its job. Eric Floyd, he's unbelievable from that perimeter jumper.
Sleepy. Sleepy just got the touch. 8 points.
Somebody left him a wake-up call.
And he'll throw it up from anywhere, Neil. He's got tremendous confidence. He feels like anytime he can reach it, he can make it. Kenny gets double-teamed in the corner. Has it knocked away.
Here come the starters on the dead ball. Blue team gave him a real lift that time.
Sure did. Blue team came through with 5 points. Make it 6 points. Kenny with a bucket. Exum got a basket, and Bruss got a couple of free throws. 28-26. You saw the score there. 6:11 to go in this first half, with Georgetown leading by 2. By far the best game we've had so far in this great Alaska shootout.
Last night's on paper best matchup never materialized, as Missouri almost didn't score in the first half.
Missouri went 11 minutes with 1 field goal. Incredible. Jimmy Black. So Black's in there along with Butko. Pepper as well, along with Al Wood and James Worthy.
Carolina can afford to be very deliberate,
Nice
keeping
pass.
it close.
Pepper on target.
Good shot, just didn't go.
Fred Brown has the rebound for Georgetown. Quickly into the front court. They like the run. They're also quick. Well, a partial block, but he makes it anyway. Pepper looked like he got a hand on it.
He really did. Brown is strong and only a freshman.
And 6'5" to boot. He's got 7 points in the game now. 30-26, back to a 4-point lead. Al Wood. Worthy, great rebound.
That's twice that Eric Smith found himself in bad situations, not of his own making, but just on the defensive rotation.
That's the second foul on Fred Brown. There's no way you're going to out-muscle James Worthy. If he's got position on you, forget it. He's going to get the rebound.
He's foul-worthy on both occasions, and he's gotten himself in trouble. Butt goes back in. Did you say that he had 3 fouls?
I've got him down with 3. That could be, we're going to have to double-check that. I don't know if he'd be playing with 3 personal fouls, at least not back into this quick.
Well, the lift that Bruss gave them, short 2 minutes that he gave, maybe Coach Smith feels like he can go ahead and keep Butko in.
James Worthy now with 4 points, and make it 5 for the sophomore from Gastonia, North Carolina.
Carolina very soft in the 2-2-1.
2-point lead by the Hoyas. All the way down, look and work that ball.
Great block.
Great block by Butko, and he got mad at himself. He said, I should have had it. And he just reached up inadvertently and knocked it out of bounds, and he got a little bit mad at himself. He really challenged the big guy Knight that time.
Can you believe that Brown is a 6'5" point guard?
Watching him up and down the floor a couple of times, you're right. Yeah, you can. Eric fires. We might need a replay to see if that one went in. It just barely rippled the net. 5 field goals for Sleepy Floyd. He's got 10 points in the game now. 32-28.
He's instant offense, Harold. You can feel everybody just kind of move up on their seats when he catches the ball.
He's excited the crowd here, too, at this Butler Fieldhouse. Al Wood.
Carolina does such a good job of getting the ball to the right people, to their shooters, that take the ball on the one side of the floor and reverse it quickly. And as the defense collapses to the ball, the open man is open on the change of side.
Wood has 8. Carolina back to within 2 now against these Hoyas.
Carolina showing more zone now on made free throws.
Can he do it again? Too strong with that one, and Worthy down with the rebound for North Carolina. Black wants to run, takes it all the way in.
Good tap back.
Butko on the follow. We had a foul.
I think they got a foul on. Let's try and see that again if we can. I think they got a foul on Wood trying to deflect the ball back out. He made a great play in deflecting the pass. On the missed shot there by Black, you can see him go up, but it looks like he does maybe get him with the left inside arm. He did successfully tap the ball to Butko, however.
That's the second foul on Al Wood, and North Carolina's over the limit right now. Matt Doherty's back into the lineup for North Carolina. Also, Sam Perkins is in as well. So we've got Doherty, Perkins, James Worthy, Al Wood, and Jimmy Black on the floor right now for North Carolina. In the bonus right now, Sleepy Floyd.
Carolina was shooting in the bonus at the 12-minute mark. They put Georgetown in the bonus at the 4-minute mark, and I'm sure that we'll see, except in transition, more half-court zone through the rest of this half.
Sleepy shouts out some instructions. That's almost automatic with him. Floyd has 12. Floyd with 12, 4-point lead for the Hoyas. We were tied at 16, at 24, and at 26. Perkins. Look at that Georgetown defense. They're jumping, their hands are waving.
They're big, and they're double teaming out of the corner, not out front, but when the ball goes to the corner, they've been putting a double team trap on him. There it is again.
Pass underneath, slap that. You better make a great pass if you try.
Well, I think if Jimmy had bounced
there.
that, he'd have been able to hit the receiver.
Wood's going to put it up. He's got to take control here. 2 bounces, didn't go. On the floor,
Oh, my
Doherty's going to pick up the personal foul. Then it's going to put Ray Knight at the line. Doherty gets his first. Carolina's already over the limit. And we'll see Georgetown in the 1-and-1 right now. We've got 3 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in this first half. There's a timeout on the floor. He's got a field goal for 2 points here tonight. 6'9" freshman from Washington, D.C. John Thompson doing a good job tapping him right there in his backyard, Neil.
He really has. You know, he beat the University of Maryland twice last year, once during the regular season and then in the NCAA playoffs.
And you look at this team, and we told you they have 1 senior, and he's the big guy that doesn't get that much playing time. Knight hits 2. He's got 4 points in the game, and the Hoyas build it back up now to a 6-point lead at 36-30.
Big possession for Carolina this time, Harold.
Well, they show North Carolina man-to-man. They show them some zone, mix them up very well.
Teams are really 2 dittos of each other. They're amazingly similar.
Doherty got caught in that corner in there. He got penned in and lost the ball.
That's where they're trapping.
Don't want to go in that corner with the ball like a boxer getting caught in the corner. Knight almost lost it. Sleepy, look at him move. He just glides on the floor, takes the shot over.
Great defense out of Doherty, though. Open deep, he missed Black on
man
the
open.
farm.
Didn't see him, you're right. He was open down court. He looked down, Neil, and then decided not to take the chance. Doherty goes inside. Worthy trying to get loose, has it slapped away. The quickness of Georgetown, we've talked about it all this first half. You saw a good example of it there as Fred Brown just reached in and tipped it away.
Starting to get away from him a little bit right now.
Jeff Bullis. Bullis has 2. Gets his first field goal. It's an 8-point lead. This is the biggest in the game for Georgetown. 38-30. Worthy tries to cut it to 6 and does.
Real fine ball movement that time. Black hit the little short shovel pass right to James coming to the high post. 7
points in the game for Worthy. Now I want to make a correction. Butko, they've got Butko with 2 personal fouls and not 3. 38-32, 6-point lead. Knight puts it back up to 8.
For 6'9", 6'10", Knight has exceptional touch.
They've got good shooters. They
really
play great defense. There's really nothing weak about Georgetown.
I agree. That's why they're ranked 16th in both polls and will probably be moving up.
And should be higher. You're right. 40-32, 8-point Georgetown lead. Talk about a team that's well disciplined, and Sleepy Floyd was talking about that. Ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll be North Carolina ball. Butko comes back in along with Al Wood. Doherty goes out, and James Worthy goes out. Also coming into the lineup for Georgetown, Kurt Call coming in, and he replaces Sleepy Floyd. First time that Sleepy has sat down. He played almost the entire first half. He's got 12 points. But Eric Floyd, Sleepy Floyd was commenting this week that we are a very disciplined team. We do what we're told. We know what we are supposed to do, and we just don't deviate from that. And that's why we're successful. Pepper's missed shot is rebounded by Ray Knight. Kurt Call just into the lineup for Georgetown. Al Wood. Good steal by Wood. He wants to break. He's got 3-on-3, and it's kicked out of bounds. Pepper tried to force it in the middle there, and Georgetown kicked it away.
He's missed a couple of his last jumpers. Looks like he's pressing a little bit, trying to get things created, trying to get things started. which is his role.
We're under a minute now. Doherty's coming back into the lineup for North Carolina. 54 seconds on the clock. Pepper's going to come out. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Arkansas LSU game tomorrow night for the championship of this, the third annual Great Alaska Shootout. Winding down now to 48 seconds. Jimmy Black almost took the extra step.
Perkins comes way out to break the pressure, enable Black to be able to hit the open man.
It doesn't look like Carolina's playing for one. They look like they want to get the good shot here, but that defense is just saying no. 29 seconds now. Black, as you saw, looked up at the clock.
Both teams have been almost exclusively zoned the last 4 minutes of the game.
Sure, foul trouble had something to do with that.
Definitely.
Black as Doherty checks the clock now. North Carolina will make their move. The team will stand up underneath the pass to Butko.
Great follow by
Doherty. What a great play. Great follow by Doherty. 1 second. That's the end of the first half. Doherty gives the Tar Heels a big basket and a big lift as he gets the field goal, cuts the lead down to 6 at 40-34. 40-34 at the end of the first half of play here with Georgetown leading North Carolina. We're going to bring you our halftime highlights from the Buckner Fieldhouse in Anchorage, Alaska. We'll do that right after we come back. 40-34 Georgetown. Some battling going on underneath. There it is right there, you see.
Perkins won the battle of the Bulls on a couple occasions, but in that
Starting 5 on the floor. Look them over there. The same 5 that opened the game. It's going to be Butko at center. Butko at center against Ed Spriggs. And the tip is controlled by North Carolina. That's Pepper with it now. To Jim Black, to James Worthy. Trying to go underneath. Bad pass and picked off by the Hoyas, and that's Brown with it. Hancock almost lost it. That's Sleepy Floyd, number 21, over Pepper. And Pepper grabs the rebound.
It's a rare miss from Eric.
Boy, if he'd have followed up the shot, he'd have had an easy one. Worthy under the Butko, he lost it. Whatever advantage he might have had there. Back inside to Butko, tipped away, and again, Georgetown makes the steal. Coming down with it is Fred Brown.
Peter Floyd
all the way down, and you saw it. He went left-handed. That's 12 points in the game now for Sleepy Floyd. 42-34. Boy, almost another steal.
Carolina just standing on the reception, not coming to meet the ball.
Black gets tied up there and has to come back outside with it to Pepper. Al Wood, what's he going to do? Black. Worthy goes for the hoop. James Worthy. He's got 9 points in the game now, 42-36. Georgetown with the lead. Brown with the ball.
Georgetown's continuing to give the up-tempo, pushing the ball up the floor very fast.
Number 21. There you see him, Sleepy Floyd. 14 points for Floyd. It's 44-36. Back to an 8-point Georgetown lead.
Carolina having to work very hard for each basket. Georgetown going down very quickly and picking up a field goal.
Butko and then Wood.
Butko did a super job that time of keeping the ball alive on the board to allow Wood to follow.
Great follow by Wood. Great follow by Al Wood. Ball goes out of bounds. To belong to North Carolina. Substitutions coming into the game. Perkins is back into the North Carolina lineup. Also, Knight is in. Ray Knight in the lineup for Georgetown. Jimmy Black. Perkins. Follow. Wood.
Great follow. Perkins put up a very, very soft shot, hit 3 sides of the rim, just would not fall for
Well,
it.
you can read the letters on the ball. It rolled off, and Wood was there to get that rebound. He's got 12 points now. Georgetown takes a timeout as North Carolina closes to within 4 at 44-40 with 17.5 minutes left to go here in this ball game. We're going to pause for a minute, and we'll be right back after this play. And North Carolina with a press there, trying to take it away, and they do. That's Perkins with the ball. It's 44-40 following the Georgetown timeout. Worthy tries to go inside to Perkins. The personal foul
on Sam, pushing
it's
off.
On Perkins. That's the second on Perkins, and the first team foul on North Carolina here in the second half. Perkins knew it too. You can tell by the way he turned and looked at the official, Neil.
Carolina's going to extend the floor defensively. Now this is going to be an interesting, because they don't need to do that to get tempo certainly from Georgetown.
Eric Smith, 5 seconds. 5 seconds did not do it. 5 seconds to touch somebody on the floor, and he didn't get it in. That's where the hard work pays off at practice. John Thompson didn't get too upset over that. Al Wood got a couple of key baskets for North Carolina here in the last minute. Perkins has the ball slapped away. Goes out of bounds. It'll belong to North Carolina. John Thompson up off the Georgetown bench. Jimmy Black played a smart move there.
He put a moving screen on Georgetown's pursuer of that loose ball.
He said, if I can't get it, I know you're not going to. There's another slap, and his ball was knocked away again by Eric Smith.
Eric Smith is their premier defensive player and traditionally draws their toughest defensive assignments. When they've been man-to-man, he's been all over Al Wood.
Wood, 17-footer, Al Wood. He's got 3 field goals in this second half, and he's got 14 points in the game. And North Carolina closes to within 2, and Wood commits the personal foul. That is number 3. Wood, Al kind of smiled and said, why'd I do that?
I don't know that he smiled, Harold. He's probably surely asked why did he do it.
I think it's kind of like, that was a foolish thing for me to do, right? That's the 3rd on Wood. That makes it even worse, right, for North Carolina. And the second team foul against the Tar Heels as well. That's Pepper there guarding Sleepy Floyd. You got to pick him up at midcourt. He can hurt you if you don't. Bounces between the legs. That's Hancock with it now. Floyd out of the corner. Spriggs comes down with a rebound. Whoa.
This could be number 4.
It is number 4 on Al Wood. There was a collision on the floor. Wood picks up his 4th personal foul. And he will leave with 16 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the game. Al Wood sits down with 4 personal fouls. Matt Doherty's in the lineup now for North Carolina. We don't have to say that hurts.
Well, away from the ball screen, he's trying to fight over the screen, and he just, player was set. All he has to do is give the screener away from the ball, makes the screen 2 feet apart, give the man a chance to make a move.
All right.
Sleepy Floyd, quick release.
He does it again. 16 points for Floyd. 46-42.
Carolina had regained a lot of momentum.
Perkins way outside. Doherty goes back up inside on the follow.
Great follow by Worthy.
Give it to Worthy.
First tap by Perkins, right-handed to keep the ball on the glass.
11 points in the game for James Worthy. North Carolina back to within 2. Floyd made good penetration to Brown.
Remarkable shot, remarkable. I hope we can see that again, Harold. That was great body balance.
Brown knew that somebody would be there. And at only 6'5", he did it the best way he could, Neil. There it is.
Here it is, coming up. Across the defense pass, draws the foul on Perkins, and banks it in for 2.
That's
great balance.
Number 3 on Perkins.
You could see him as he fell away. He watched the ball as it hung on the rim all the way through.
Perkins is going to come out now with 3 personal fouls, and Butko was back into the North Carolina lineup.
Great concentration.
Boy, he made the hard one on the layup and missed the easy free throw. 48-44, 4-point lead for Georgetown. They led by 6 at the half.
Every time it looks like the Carolina begins to establish some consistency.
Eric Smith reached up and did it again, Neil. He
they have something to go against them. They really do.
Worthy, ball was almost lost, and Smith
the ball out of bounds.
He's standing on the end line. You're right. Jim Braddock into the North Carolina lineup. Jim Black will take a breather. And Black has got 2 points in the game. Braddock holds up 5 fingers. Works it to Doherty.
Against this zone, Braddock could be very effective. He's an outstanding stationary shooter. There it is.
He tries it. Wicket.
The next best thing, a soft board pass for Worthy to follow.
What a beautiful tap by Worthy. 13 points in the game for James Worthy. North Carolina again within 2. Oh, a dangerous pass. Hancock did a smart thing, came out to meet that ball. Had to go airborne to get it. Brown again.
Deflected by Butko. If they can survive this onslaught.
Doherty on the floor, dives for the ball, but Hancock comes up with it. And he was out of bounds. It's going to be North Carolina ball. You give Doherty the credit there on that play.
Hustling play. Thompson wanted the foul on Doherty, but I don't believe there was anything other than incidental contact.
Dean Smith up off that North Carolina bench. A basket here ties it for North Carolina. Braddock on the baseline, tipped out of bounds.
Carolina does a great job of bringing the off man away from the ball to the ball on the baseline side, and they hit him on the baseline, which flattens the defense. Even though he doesn't have the shot, he's able to pitch the ball back for open people.
Ray Knight is in the lineup for Georgetown now.
Pepper.
It'll be a foul. Going to be on Worthy.
Yes, it is.
Going to be James Worthy. John Thompson applauds that call. And for James Worthy, that's his second personal foul. And the 4th team foul against North Carolina. And interestingly enough, Georgetown has yet to commit a foul in this second half.
The foul situation is just reversing itself from the first half.
All right, the Hoyas with the ball and a 2-point lead. Watch number 32 work. That's Eric Smith. Great pass.
Eric did a great job of breaking the double team. Never picked up his dribble. For our young players, so often the first thing they do when they see a double team is panic and pick up the ball. He broke it and found the open man for the uncontested layup.
8 points for Knight. And it's back to a 4-point lead for Georgetown. Pepper and Braddock in there at guard for North Carolina, 2 outstanding shooters. But it's a problem around just getting open for the shot.
That's the thing. Carolina has to work so hard, so laboriously against zones that it affects their overall tempo.
Sleepy Floyd kicked that ball. That's a violation. Sam Perkins is into the lineup for North Carolina now, replacing Pete Butko. Butko has 2 points. Perkins has 3, and all their scoring came in the first half. Doherty says somebody get in that middle. Braddock will take the shot. He's got the basket.
Carolina was running their 5 series that time, which is a high-low. Just hit the gaps basically against his own defenses where they run 5.
That's 2 for Braddock, and again North Carolina within 2. How many times have we said that in the second half? At least 4 times.
Now maybe even.
That's right. They've come down several times with a chance to get the tying basket, and they haven't done it. John Thompson always has the white towel. No good luck somewhere or anything. He just sweats a lot. Do they tie? Yes, they do. Is it Worthy or Perkins? Worthy gets the bucket for North Carolina. He's got 15, and North Carolina has tied the score at 50 all.
You know, maybe with this front line of Carolina's, they won't even have to have outside shooting. Just put the ball up softly and let the big guys go for it.
There's a steal. Worthy comes out with it. Worthy wants to run all the way down.
Great break.
Braddock with a great pass. It's Pepper on the basket.
Carolina fans had to thank Carmichael against Maryland on that breakaway layup that time.
Yeah, you're right.
Passed off nicely.
John Thompson says take the timeout as North Carolina battles back here. They were down by 6. Looked like it might get a little wider than that in the second half, but the Tar Heels come back to take the lead at 52-50 with 12.5 minutes to go in the game. We're going to pause for this timeout. The beautiful scene you see. This is the...
Another great season of exciting collegiate basketball comes to the USA cable screen with one of the great rivalries to hit the hardwood in past decades. It's the UCLA Bruins and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame battling it out at Pauley Pavilion in Los Angeles. There's no greater matchup in all of college basketball. Notre Dame and UCLA, a solid way to tip off the 1980-81 college basketball season on the USA Network.
I wouldn't say it.
North Carolina with their biggest lead in this game at 52-50 with 12 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. They've done it with Al Wood on the break, on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Watch the break and Worthy make the pass.
Pulled up very nicely, hit Pepper on the breakaway.
Great play. And that gave the Tar Heels the lead, and we are back live now. Sleepy Floyd. You got to feel like Sleepy just might want to take control and say, let me have that ball, Neil. North Carolina.
Georgetown very disciplined.
During that timeout, they had to build that confidence back up. Pepper with a foul. That's the first on Pepper. Dean Smith didn't like the call, obviously. That's the 15th foul against North Carolina. It looked like a lot of ball there, Neil.
Well, coming all the way across the coast and playing supposedly in a neutral site, from that reaction, it sounds like perhaps this crowd is a little partial toward the Tar Heels right now.
Budkill is out.
Both teams playing very well.
Back in for North Carolina. There's Floyd. It's tipped away, and Pepper comes down with it for North Carolina. Perkins did a good job. He couldn't pull the rebound down, but just said, I'll deflect it. And that's what he did. Braddock down to Worthy. Worthy. Too strong. Doherty rebounding. Smart move. Didn't have the shot. Bring it back out.
One dribble takes himself out of the shot.
Pepper got the open shot. Mike Pepper. He's got 6.
He was missing in the first half.
He's got the last 2 field goals for North Carolina. The Tar Heels with their biggest lead now at 54-50.
They don't need a lot of points from Pepper, but they do need enough to keep the defense a little bit honest.
In the corner, Floyd didn't take the shot, but he'll take it this time.
Not a particularly good one that time.
Already has the rebound for the Tar Heels. To Pepper. Long pass to Worthy. Worthy. Watch that ankle. Did he travel with the ball?
Worthy is so big. He made such a great catch. Came down. They called traveling. I'm not sure he ever picked up the pivot foot.
I'll tell you, James Worthy went over and said something to Fred Brown. Fred Brown gave him some lip when he fell, and James Worthy got very, very upset. We didn't see that, but Worthy just walked over and just kind of put his face in Brown's face and let him have a few, and Brown just turned around and walked away. I think what happened, Brown said something to Worthy when he went down.
Brown has just come out. He's doubled over on the bench. He may have had himself hurt a little bit.
End of the game right now is Gene Smith. You see Smith right there. It's 54-50. North Carolina with a 4-point lead. Kurt Call is also in the lineup now for Georgetown as well.
Georgetown resting both their guards and maybe looking to give them a short blow and then come back with the full court press even more intensified.
Just under 11 minutes to go. That's Knight back in the lineup too for Georgetown.
Carolina playing a lot of zone now with Al Wood out.
He's out with 4 personal fouls. Brigg puts it up over Perkins and commits the foul. What a job Perkins did defensively, and the personal foul is going to be called against Spriggs, and that's his 2nd. And the first team foul in the second half against Georgetown.
Here's the down court press.
Boy, Perkins did a good job that time. Really took it away from Spriggs and also got Spriggs to commit the foul in his frustration. Boy, there's some pushing going on out there now. Worthy. North Carolina beats the press. Worthy and Spriggs were going at it pretty good there. Officials got to be careful here. This thing might get out of hand. That foul is going to be on Gene Smith. That's his first. And team foul number 2. James Worthy is very upset out there on the floor right now. He and Spriggs were pushing each other on the inbounds play at the other end just a minute ago.
There's a lot at stake, and both teams are obviously playing very intensely. I think the officials are doing a good job and are right on top of it.
Hancock is back into the lineup now. He's playing with 3 personal fouls. Spriggs is going to get a breather.
You know, the officials are all from either the WAC conference or from right here in Alaska. Majority of them from Anchorage, some from Fairbanks. And I think this is a good experience for both these East Coast teams to get looks at different officials.
And they let them play, too.
And they let them play.
And Worthy gets fouled that time by Knight. That's
now
the 3rd.
The team fouls are starting to balance up a little bit.
They picked up 3 fouls in about a minute's time here. Dean Smith, legs crossed, arms folded. North Carolina, as he watches his Tar Heels enjoy the 4-point lead at 54-50.
I'm sure he's not even beginning to think delay yet, but as a thought might cross his mind, he would prefer to be in the bonus when he goes to that, to make them pay for every foul that Georgetown might commit in the delay situation.
It's Braddock, Doherty.
Triple team.
Lost it. Did he get fouled? Boy, when Doherty gets that ball, he thinks movement towards the basket some way.
He really does.
If it's a roundabout way or whatever, think going to that basket.
Well, even if he's not able to create it for himself, at least that draws defensive people, and he's so unselfish he can punch the ball out to the open man.
Eric Smith picked up the foul. That's number 2 on him, and number 4 as a team against Georgetown. North Carolina has 5. Eric Smith is going out, and Brown is back in. And Doherty will make the inbounds play for the Tar Heels.
Coach Smith is at the press table. There's some question as to whether North Carolina has 5 team fouls or 16 fouls. What do we show them, 5?
Yes, well, I show them with 6.
6. That's what the official score clock has them up top at 6. I don't know what the discussion could then be.
We got 1 on Pepper here in the second half, 2 on Perkins, 1 on Worthy, and 2 on Wood.
We have 2 of the 3 officials at the official scorer's table.
Well, we'll help them out if they want to come over and ask us.
Well, of
Neil.
course.
I'll tell you, James Worthy has come on. When Al Wood went down with his 4th personal foul, and that was in the second half with 16.5 minutes to go in the game, and he's been on the bench now for, well, I think there might be some question about the time. You know, they're moving the time right now to back to 11 minutes. 54-50. You know, you got to feel like it, with the momentum that North Carolina's had here in the last 5 minutes, this has got to hurt them a little bit, this delay.
Perhaps. I don't know. They just seem to be so much calmer now and are handling the pressure that the Georgetown's putting on them so much better that I don't know if it will discombobulate them.
He will make the inbounds play for North Carolina. Comes into Braddock. Braddock into Perkins. Perkins turns, and Perkins
And the
scores.
soft one finally drops. He did a great job of posting him up on the right-hand side where he can turn, come back across with that sweeping sky left hook.
Perkins has 5. That's his first field goal. North Carolina on the missed shot, and Black comes down with the rebound. North Carolina with their biggest lead in this game.
Perkins is not playing like a freshman. What a smart play not to go ahead and contest the ball. Just went up, smothered the backboard, prevented the shot.
Braddock made a mistake that time, went airborne, nowhere to go, and threw the ball away. Out of the corner, call on the follow, Hancock. Knight over the top.
back, yes.
Knight's going to get called for the personal foul. I believe that was Perkins that was pushed off inside. 6 minutes has just taken the momentum away from Georgetown. They were doing everything right, and now North Carolina has just taken it and said, well, it's ours for now. Let's see what we can do with it.
Let's see what happens.
56-50, you see the score there. We've got 9.5 minutes to go in this game. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Arkansas-LSU game tomorrow night for the championship of the Great Alaska Shootout. Front court, Carolina. Perkins comes back outside with it to Black. Again, Al Wood on the bench. He still has 1 more foul to go before he's out. There's a pass by Worthy that got away. And Brown comes down with it now for Georgetown. Georgetown, shot was missed, and look at Worthy, one-handed rebound by James Worthy, draws the oohs and the ahs from the crowd. You could hear him pop it when he went up and grabbed that ball.
Great tap
Perkins
pass.
inside.
Worthy creates that play. Excuse me, Daugherty creates that play with just a quick little tap pass. Just didn't even hold the ball.
7 points for Sam Perkins. And North Carolina leads it now by 8. And suddenly it just seems to be becoming unglued here for Georgetown. Everything that was going so smoothly for them, their passes, their shots. This is Brown. Did he walk with the ball? 3 seconds is the call. And the turnover gives it to North Carolina.
John Thompson calls his 3rd timeout in the
Some kind of slow down from the Tar Heels. They're not too early for the 4 corners, Neil.
Still a little early. I think they prefer to go to that when they have Wood back in the game.
Oh, Perkins.
Everything's going for him.
Everything's going for him is right. Perkins on the deflection by Butko. Perkins has 3 field goals in the second half. Worthy has 4. Wood on the bench with 3 field goals. As North Carolina, led by Worthy and Perkins, have taken a 10-point lead in this game. In the middle, slapped away. Off who? Is it going to be North Carolina ball? Officials seem a little bit confused now. Apparently it's going to belong to Georgetown. Jimmy Black can't believe it. I don't know if the officials saw who actually kicked it out of bounds. They seemed to look, I think they were blocked out on the play. It's going to belong to Georgetown. Eric Smith will make the inbounds play. I can't help but think.
Momentum turns on a lot of strange things, Harold. It'll be interesting to see if that could possibly be a factor.
There's the shot.
That's 2 they might not have gotten had the turnover been called the other way.
Hancock gets it. He's got 11 points. I'll tell you, they went a long time without a field goal.
Yes, they did. This has been almost two separate games. The first half, Carolina having to work so hard, so laboriously to get shots off, and now almost scoring at will.
Gonna lose that ball. That's a costly turnover there.
The non-call, let's see if it becomes a factor.
James Worthy comes back into the lineup for North Carolina. Pete Butko sits down. Boy, Worthy has been awesome here in the second half, Neil.
He really has.
At both ends of the floor. He's just taking control. When Al Wood went out, Worthy just said, it's up to me now. And he has just taken over. Look at the block by Worthy. And a personal foul is called, and Worthy turns and says, no way. Look at Worthy. Look at the smile on his face. You don't see James Worthy do that very much. I'm not saying it was a bad call, but Worthy obviously does not think it was a good call.
You don't think it's a Frank Johnson smile, then? I'd like to see that play again if we could, Harold. That would be interesting to see if there was anybody, because his hand...
I don't think there was anybody. It was all hand. It was all hand. It was all fingertips.
Yes.
Third foul against Worthy, and that is the 7th against North Carolina. And this will be a 2-shot foul anyway for Hancock.
That clock adjustment of a few minutes ago was a 10-second. Apparently, official timer hit the wrong button for a second. They readjusted and put the 10 seconds back on, and it is accurate and official now at 7:27, Harold.
All right. Hancock can cut that North Carolina lead to 7 if this one goes, and he missed 2. And Worthy there to get the rebound. Jimmy Black gets some close pressure there from Gene Smith. Perkins so cool on the floor. And the Worthy. They double team him. Worthy goes for the basket. Great block.
Block by Spriggs.
Spriggs went up high to make the block. And on the play.
Carolina's momentum. And it's going to be, here comes Al Wood. It'll be interesting to see if he'll go to 4 corners at 7 minutes or whether he'll try and take a little more clock off and a little more deliberate offense before he goes to the all-out
Hancock,
delay.
He just missed another one. That's 3 in a row for him. That's 4 points he missed at the line right there. 60-52, the Carolina lead is 8. We're just under 7 minutes to go in this game. Basketball Alaska style, and it's great. Doherty goes in. Can't do anything with it. Now the Tar Heels bring it back out. I think
they're just creating a lot of motion, still taking the ball into the front court. No attempt at an all-out freeze.
Under the Black in a collision. And the foul is going to be called on Mike Hancock, and that is 4 on Hancock. And the 16th foul against Georgetown. Watch it again. Black has 2 points. He did that with 2 free throws in the first half. That's the first free throw for North Carolina here in the second half. Black gets the second. 3 points for Black in the game now. 61-52, 9-point lead. The biggest has been 10 at 60-50 for North Carolina. Sleepy Floyd.
Spending a lot of attention on Sleepy.
They sure are. The travel, the turnover, North Carolina's ball. That aggressive defense, Neil. North Carolina just seemed to come to life a little bit in the second half. Here's Al Wood in the lineup now for North Carolina.
2.
Gene Smith.
Gene Smith. Ball foul.
Jimmy Black will be at the line. Well, you go back to when Pepper hit the field goal to 52-50 to give North Carolina the lead. Obviously the big basket there, and there have been a lot of big baskets and a lot of outstanding play by North Carolina here in the second half, particularly James Worthy.
I agree. The big run was made without Al Wood,
right,
which is to the team's credit. And I think the control of the offensive board, so many shots that were missed were followed for offensive scores.
Perkins had a lot to do with that too. 5 points for Black as he hits 2. 63-52. An 11-point lead by North Carolina now. The Hoyas cut at the 9, not on that play. And there's a personal foul.
Foul's on Perkins, trying to apparently check out Sleepy Floyd. Reasons is in this not all-out delay, but in there taking some time off the clock He's such a great receiver, always available. He steps out, he's mobile, and that's where the finesse part of his game, I think, really pays off, as being a big receiver.
17 points for Sleepy Floyd. He's 4 for 4 from that line. 63-54. North Carolina with the lead, and again.
Did a good job of breaking the press down. The trick is to find the open man.
Worthy put it up.
Quick shot.
Down with a rebound. They want to run. Underneath.
Dangerous, but exceptionally fine play.
With 4 personal fouls. Perkins goes up and blocks the ball away. Worthy, all the way down and in. I'll tell you what, this crowd seems to be pro-Carolina. I really
They're
think
certainly
it is.
enjoying the game.
It's a great game.
It really is.
By far the best game we've had in the tournament. Sleepy Floyd.
Perkins went right out to challenge him. I don't know if he doesn't know that he has 4 fouls.
Here's Al Wood.
I think Al wanted the foul. Didn't get it, though.
65-56. North Carolina by 9. We've got just under 5 minutes to go in the game. Good to see now a little more aggressiveness on the part of Georgetown, and the foul is made either on Floyd or Gene Smith. James Worthy's coming out of the North Carolina lineup. Pete Butko is back in now. I think that foul was on Washington.
Worthy's holding his head like he might have caught an elbow in that last exchange. Coming back with Braddock for Worthy. And they're moving Al Wood inside to the big forward position.
He said, Dean Smith said, we've got talent but inexperience. James Worthy summed it up one word. He said, but we can be so explosive. And
they've certainly been that the second half tonight.
All right, 65-56. 9-point lead, North Carolina, 4:42 to go in the game. Floyd, he'll take that shot, banks it hard, bad shot. Good defensive play.
Butko had a lot to do with that being a bad shot. His
Right.
presence was really intimidating.
Al Wood looking for help, goes to Black. Boy, getting rough out there right now. Doherty almost winds up in the first row. Sleepy Floyd.
No points out of Carolina's last 3 possessions. And Georgetown connects on 2 out of their last 3.
Smith gets his first points of the game here, Neil. Here's a steal. Great block, Butko. Out of bounds. Georgetown ball. 65-58. 65-58. John Thompson up off the Georgetown bench. He's slapping his wrist saying it was a foul. It was a foul. Down by 11. A couple of minutes ago.
Carolina going zone. Sleepy may get a quick shot off against the zone.
Boy, he got triple teamed right there. He found the open man.
Their press seems to be taking its toll.
Red Brown with a basket, and the Hoyas are getting right back in it now. 65-60 with 3:51 to go in the game. What goes past? Al Wood goes in, jams it home, and a foul is called. Al Wood gets the basket. Smith better be careful. That's technical foul action right there. I think they might give him 2 shots, Neil, for undercutting. Are they going to give him 2 shots?
1 shot.
One shot. Watch it again here. Al Wood. Watch the play coming up here.
Good pass, almost deflected there by Spriggs, which takes him out of the play, of course.
Here goes Wood.
Close.
Well, Perkins had a close one in the first half, too, didn't he?
Perhaps they balance out.
Al Wood, clutch 3-point play coming here, and he's got it. 17 points for Al Wood, playing with 4 personal fouls. 3:41, 3:40. Clock ticking away. North Carolina back up to an 8-point lead now. Floyd goes underneath with a great pass.
Carolina trying to get Perkins and Worthy back into the game. I believe we'll see the 4 corners when either of them finally do re-enter.
It's a 6-point North Carolina lead. Braddock with the ball now for North Carolina. Doherty has it knocked away. It'll belong to North Carolina. Well, this team got hit hard by graduation. Mike O'Corin, Dave Colescott, Yoniker.
5 seniors drafted
that's right.
in the NBA.
Substitutions for North Carolina. We got Wood on the floor along with Perkins, James Worthy, Doherty's there, and Jimmy Black.
Sleepy Floyd on the coming off the stack tried to draw the charge from Perkins, and it was a dead ball situation. The ball had not been thrown in, and plays that take place, in the dead ball situation, which do not involve violent contact, are generally ruled incidental, as that one was.
That was John Thompson that you saw just a moment ago off the Georgetown bench, and he is standing right now. And North Carolina,
as we anticipated, they're in the delay.
Would have spread it out. Worthy goes up inside. Perkins on a foul.
Fortuitous non-call that time. Looks like Worthy got blocked in the air and came down. Might have been a travel.
North Carolina leading at 70-62.
Fifth foul on Perkins.
Perkins is going to leave with 5 personal fouls. And he'll do it with 11 points. It's almost, you don't want to say reckless abandon because that's not his style of play, but he certainly, even for the last 4 minutes, Neil, with 4 personal fouls, just played like he had 1 or 2. Standing, giving Sam Perkins a standing ovation. Our hearts in Carolina. Okay, we can buy that. We got another sign here that says "Go Tar Heels, ACC #1, hello Pilot Mountain." Perkins sits down with 11 points. Fred Brown at the line right now. Fred Brown with 1 or 2 shots. He's got 12 points in the game. Cuts it now to 7. Free throw here can cut it to 6. 2:42 on the clock, and Brown does. North Carolina on the inbounds play. Black with it. Oh, almost lost the ball. Worthy throws it away. Brown comes down with it. Brown goes down. Shot. Worthy blocked it. Around, no good. On the tip follow, it's good. Spriggs on the follow. It's 70-66. 4-point lead. Personal foul on the inbounds play. 2:25 to go. 70-66, 4-point North Carolina lead. Black is going to be on the line now. .225 on the clock. Jim Black, these are big, but they're going to be a lot bigger on down inside a minute, I'm sure. Black's done all his scoring from the free throw line tonight. He is 6 for 8 from the line. Does he go 7 for 9? Yes, he does. It's 72-66. A 6-point North Carolina lead. 2:20 to go in the game. Sleepy Floyd has the ball knocked away by Worthy. Worthy comes down with it. Pass down to Black. Watch it here. Goes up and missed the easy one. Goes out of bounds. North Carolina's ball. Al Wood helping the official make the call there.
It paid off.
North Carolina will take a timeout now. You were commenting in the first half. You felt like maybe it should have been a little bit higher. I think you're probably right, too.
I think they could move up even on the strength of this game, even if Carolina hangs on. It's amazing that how much depth and...
Black with 5 seconds to touch somebody. Ball goes out of bounds.
Unbelievable contact.
Should have belonged to the Hoyas. Dean Smith. You see him there on the left of your screen. He's looking down at the official now, and he's saying something right now to one of the other officials. That's Bob Sudbit. Bob might have caught an earful there. Worthy commits the foul on Spriggs. 72-66, 6-point lead, and Georgetown could pull within 4. That's 4 on Worthy now. Well, that might turn out to be a critical play right there. There was contact, obviously.
Well, with Perkins already out, they certainly can't afford the loss of Worthy.
I'll say one thing in defense of the officials, not that I was being critical, but they've been consistent. They've been letting them play at both ends, Neil. Spriggs with 1 and 1. Who's got the rebound? It's loose on the floor. Black goes after it. Brown goes after it. Foul is going to be on Black. Boy, and a pile up on that ball.
That was a good call. Jimmy pushed off, diving for the loose ball.
That's the first on Black. Going to put Brown back on the line.
Georgetown has had a hard time converting the free throw opportunities that they've had.
They've missed 4 here in the second half.
A lot of those were front ends of 1-and-1, though.
That's right. 14 points for the freshman from the Bronx. He's tough. Worthy rebounds, wraps the arms around it, goes to Jimmy Black, down to Braddock. Braddock goes in. Braddock is fouled. John Thompson, look at John Thompson. He wanted a jump ball.
Well, the lead official had jump ball. The middle official got the foul. Foul overrules. I assume if the foul occurred before the jump, then we have a foul.
Whoa. Very close call.
Very close.
Sleepy Floyd picks up the foul. That's his first, and it's going to put Braddock on the line. Very close call. We've had a couple like that in this game.
Well, we talked about the fans reacting to an earlier call favorable to North Carolina. Now this time they're going with Georgetown. So
Jim Braddock,
maybe even in the great state of Alaska, people are fickle.
the sophomore from Chattanooga. He's got 3 points. He's got 4 points. We're under 2 minutes now. Minute 57, 56, 55, 74, 67. North Carolina with the lead. Georgetown with the ball. The shot by Hancock doesn't go down. Worthy with a rebound. Ball's tipped back out, and we got it right here.
Nice catch, Harold.
Good hands, good hands. Good hands. Al Wood right in front of us as Dean Smith says, come on around here. This is what I want. Said, I want some motion. Wood's going to throw it in. That's what he wanted. He set the play up right there from the bench. He said, Jimmy, I want you to wind up over here in front of me, and Wood found him. Now Braddock gets double teamed and gets fouled. Sleepy Floyd gets number 2. I don't think they want to foul. Braddock's not the man to foul.
I agree.
Minute 37 to go now. 74-67. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Arkansas LSU game tomorrow night for the championship of the Great Alaska Shootout. If tomorrow night's game is anything like this, and should North Carolina get there, Dean Smith's got Mercer College coming up early in the week, and then the Big Four tournament too. They're going to need a breather. Going to enjoy that flight back to North Carolina.
That's why we agreed with you, Harold, a moment ago, because Jimmy Braddock is automatic at the free throw line.
He's hit 3 in a row there. He's got 5 points now in the game. 75-67, make it, well, I'll still say 75.
As soon as I say that.
Put the jinx on him, Neil. Minute and a half, 75-67. North Carolina.
I think smart here to go with the man-to-man rather than the zone. Normally this late, and in the foul situation they're in, they'll go zone.
Boy, Fred Brown has been so tough. He's so impressive. Only a freshman. Georgetown with only 1 senior on this team. Sleepy Floyd tries to make the steal, deflects it, but Worthy's got it for North Carolina. Minute 8, minute 7. Jimmy Black outside with it. Goes to Doherty. Doherty starts down the lane with it now. Goes to Al Wood in the corner. Wood puts a move on Hancock. Comes back outside with it now. Braddock, what a great play by Braddock. He tripped, fell down.
Jimmy Black doing a great job of crossover dribble in front of him as soon as he felt pressure to avoid the backside slap and deflection.
49 seconds, there's a foul on Floyd, number 3, and it's going to put Doherty at the line.
The freshman. This will be an early test.
75-69. It'd be a lot testier if it were 75-74, don't you think?
Perhaps. 46 seconds.
Doherty looks like he wants to go after somebody there. He's a hustler. Very much like obviously many players that North Carolina has, not afraid to hit the floor.
The city player.
Smart player.
Smart.
Very smart player. And likes it at North Carolina. He said, first I had a few, it wasn't I disliked it, I just had to make the adjustment. But he said, I love it now.
There's a great debate going on among coaches on freshman eligibility. And
that's right.
I think it's a major adjustment for any player. Obviously, the programs that are building and need to get there quickly want to keep freshman eligibility. Those established programs that have people, have tradition, probably their coaches would lean more toward having to go back to the freshman and then not being able to play until the sophomore.
It's pressure that most of us don't realize, and some can handle it and some can't.
That's right.
Doherty scores for the first time in the second half. He's got 5 points now in the game.
Doherty had great extension on that shot that time. 46
seconds, 76-69. Does he make it 77? Yeah, he does. You talked about the pressure. He didn't show any that time, did he? 77-69. North Carolina by 8 now. Their biggest lead in the second half was 11. Sleepy Floyd makes the bad pass. He got airborne, made the mistake that time, nowhere to go. Al Wood in the front court.
Backs it out.
That's smart play.
Taking the clock off.
And he's fouled as Jimmy Black by Sleepy Floyd. That's 4 on Floyd.
I hope our young people that are watching this can see how quickly Jimmy Black changes the dribble over to avoid that deflection.
There you see Sleepy Floyd, 20 points in the game tonight. I think our matchup from Gastonia came out pretty well. James Worthy from Ashbrook High and Sleepy from Hunter Huss.
I think you can, attribute it to one specific player, but just in about a 6 to 6.5 minute swing, really on Al Wood's 4th foul.
77 to 70, 7-point lead, make it an 8-point lead.
The official score simply awarded on the clock the first made free throw by Jimmy Black to Georgetown. They have that corrected.
All right, we're all right now. We've got 31 seconds to go now. They're making the correction now. Dean Smith says we worked too hard to get him. Don't take him away from us.
Right.
North Carolina with the lead,
Soft
79-69. It's a 10-point lead. Floyd goes down. Underneath, the follow is good by Spriggs. He gets the field goal, and Georgetown will take the timeout here. Closing.
And obviously his play on both boards has been very significant, Harold.
17 points in the game for Worthy tonight. The winner of this game, and right now it looks like it could be North Carolina, will meet the winner of the Arkansas LSU game. I want to tell you, if it happens to be Arkansas, you're going to see some of the greatest jumpers in the country. We saw that.
We can't go wrong with either of those teams.
No, that's very true. Both teams have exciting players. We did a game last night involving Arkansas. They've got a tremendous basketball team. Braddock gets it over the timeline. In the corner now to Black. He holds it there, goes underneath the Wood. Wood's going to bang it home.
I don't know if they're going to allow this basket or not. If
yes, they
do,
count the basket. Look at Al Wood. That shoulder's not sore. Look at him. Al Wood. He's got 19 points. Boy, he's right at that average. He had 18 points against Alaska.
Continuation or
19 last year.
Foul on the way up.
81-71. It's a 10-point North Carolina lead. He almost grabbed that rim. Al Wood goes for the 3-point play. He doesn't get it. He won't miss too many from there. 81-71, 10 seconds now. 9 seconds
Carolina
to go.
does not want to foul.
Brown flips it in the front court. Sleepy Floyd goes in. Missed the shot. Watch it there. Collision on the floor. Braddock comes down. Braddock says, I want the shot. They count the basket.
Are they going to count it? Was it good?
Yeah. 83-71. You see the Tar Heels coming off the floor right now as North Carolina advances to the finals of the great Alaska Shootout. Once again, the final score, North Carolina 83, Georgetown 71. This is Harold Johnson speaking for Neil McGahee. We bid you a pleasant good night from the great